The story of Buddha, from birth to Nirvana. "2,500 years ago, on the hills that faced the Himalayas, the Shakya clan reigned over a small kingdom built around the city of Kapilavastu. Here is a story set in spring. There was a king and queen. One day, as Queen Maya was returning to her parents' home ready to give birth, Queen Maya and her maids stopped and rested at Lumini Grove. The grove blossomed with trees and beautiful flowers. There was one flower that stood out distinctively on the Bodhi tree. Queen Maya gave birth under that tree to baby Siddhartha, who later became Buddha. Buddhist scriptures say the baby took 7 steps with one hand pointing up and the other pointing down. He declared, "I am the world-honored one." The heavens were satisfied and let down a sun shower. The first 6 steps represent the 6 realms: hell, hungry ghosts, animals, warring demigods, humankind, and heavenly beings, 6 disillusioned worlds. The 7th step is to enter into the awakened world. Buddha's birthday is said to be on April the 8th. We now celebrate it like a flower festival. Queen Maya passed away on the 7th day after giving birth. It was Queen Maya's sister, Mahaprajapati, who raised the prince. Prince Siddhartha was talented in all aspects. Everyone in the kingdom had high hopes for him. The prince, however, was often in worriment. One day, the prince attended the Harvest Day celebration with the king. He saw a bird eating a worm, then an eagle devouring that bird. Such vicious reality. The prince became saddened and heavy-hearted every day. The king also felt very disheartened from seeing his only son like this. The king tried to organize a variety of ways to try to cheer up the prince. When the prince became an adult, the king also arranged for the prince to marry the beautiful Yasodhara in the attempt to make the prince happy. But the prince was still unable to rid his sorrows. One day, Siddhartha exited the east gate to take a tour outside the palace.
What is that?
Just an old man. Hurry up and give way.
No need to hurry him. Eventually, I will also grow old and fragile like him.
Another day, Siddhartha exited the south gate.
Halt! What is that?
It's an ill man. Looks like he has serious illness and is suffering.
One day, I may also fall sick like him.
There was another day when Siddhartha exited the west gate.
What is that?
It's a dead body. It's a funeral procession, my lord. Relatives of the dead are carrying the corpse for burial.
One day, I will also face death. We will all face old age, illness, and death. Thinking of this, happiness is temporary, as it soon turns into suffering. Life is full of adversity. What can I rely on to live well?
Lastly, Siddhartha exited the north gate.
Driver,
Yes,
the person in front of us is...
a Sangha practitioner. Left home to seek the truth. Lives in the world and practices philosophy. We call them practitioners.
How relaxing he seems. I want to be like him. Seek the truth by becoming a practitioner. As long as I can escape all suffering, no matter how difficult the journey may be, I will willingly endure all hardship.
This is the story of the 4 gates. They say Prince Siddhartha decided to become a monk due to these occurrences. Soon after, Siddhartha's wife gave birth to a baby boy.
Such a cute baby. Yet this will be a hindrance to seeking the truth about life.
Because of this, the little prince was named as Rahula, which essentially means obstruction. When Siddhartha was 29, he was deep in contemplation. One day, the moment he had been long waiting for finally arrived.
Please send a message to my father and auntie. They do not need to worry about me from this day forward.
Sure.
Do not cry, my charioteer. The real way I want to live my life begins now.
Make sure you take care of yourself.
Just like this,
Siddhartha gave up his family, country, and royal status and became a practitioner.
he traveled afar to Magadha Kingdom's capital city, Rajagra. Rajagra was India's most prosperous city.
There were also numerous practitioners in this area. The king of Magadha paid special attention to Siddhartha.
Call that young practitioner and bring him to the palace. I see you are actually the prince of the Sekak clan. No wonder you carry a different presence. I knew there was something special about you. Why don't you just stay with me in the palace and be my spiritual guide? If you wish, I can even spare half of my kingdom and offer it to you.
I left home because I wanted to seek the truth of life. I do not possess those worldly desires. That is why.
Ah, I see. However,
I am still on my way practicing. I must leave now.
please hold on. Before you leave, I would like to ask for a favor. If you attain enlightenment, you must come back to teach me. I would appreciate if you could promise me that. Thank you so much.
Siddhartha sought teachings from various renowned practitioners, but their teachings could not free him from his queries on life. He realized he must rely on himself to obtain what he wanted. He entered into the Uruvela forest and underwent endless ascetic practices. 5 practitioners later joined Siddhartha. These 5 people were said to have been summoned by King Suddhodana. Siddhartha's ongoing asceticism inspired them to endure ascetic challenges. Sometimes they only ate 1 grain of rice for the whole day. At times, they do not even take a sip of water. They had even at times practiced not breathing.
Oh no, is he dead?
Seems like it.
Even long-standing practitioners cannot withstand this kind of asceticism.
Hold, look!
He is amazing.
For about 6 years, Siddhartha relentlessly practiced asceticism. His health deteriorated day by day, but he had not scored any achievements.
I cannot continue on like this. There must be something wrong with this method.
The strings on an instrument that are too tight will eventually break. The strings that are too loose will not produce the right sound either. So, the strings should neither be too tight nor too loose.
Strings that are too tight will break. Strings that are too loose will not produce the right sound either. So the best condition is somewhere in the middle. I understand now.
You're going to give up asceticism?
I would like to choose the middle path.
Middle path?
Extreme abstinence yields the same result as excessive indulgence, harms the body and mind, and thus will not aid the path to enlightenment. From now on, I will live a healthy life so my physical body can be strong and fit. I will seek the truth with a peaceful mind.
What does he mean?
I'm not sure either.
Siddhartha left the forest and walked into the Lilijan River for a bath. Right at this moment, the daughter of a wealthy family in a neighboring suburb came by.
Hello there. My name is Sujata. This porridge is made from my family's top quality milk and rice. Please drink this, no need to be polite.
Thank you. I will go ahead then.
What is he doing?
He succumbed to worldly desires.
I will no longer view him as a fellow practitioner. Let's go somewhere else to continue our asceticism.
Yes, let's go.
Sujata's offering revived Siddhartha. Siddhartha then went back to Gaya and sat by the Bodhi tree. This place was later known to be called Buddha Gaya. Siddhartha entered into deep meditation. As days passed, his moment of epiphany drew closer. At this time, devils approached to interfere with his meditation. The devil sent his sensual daughters in the attempt to seduce Siddhartha.
Siddhartha, have a good look at my daughters. Feel them, touch them. They will do whatever you wish.
The devil then used wealth and power to lure him, hoping Siddhartha would relinquish his religious practices.
Siddhartha, I will give you all the treasures of the world. I will give you the high social status and the power. My only condition is you must do as I say.
The devil then wanted to use violence against Siddhartha.
How much more are you going to persist, Siddhartha? If you continue to be stubborn, you might lose your life. better realize that.
Stop that! I have already reached Nirvana. Whatever you use to harm me will not affect me. You monster! Disappear now!
The battle ended at last. The appearance of the devil was a projection of Siddhartha's troubles from within. Siddhartha combated his struggles. On December 28th, at the break of dawn,
he conquered the cause of old age, illness and death, ignorance,
and finally awakened to the truth. Gautama Siddhartha was 35 years old at that time. This is called enlightenment. Afterwards, Siddhartha was crowned as Lord Shakyamuni Buddha, which means the Holy Buddha who was from the Shakya clan. We can call him Lord for short. After he attained enlightenment, the Lord remained in Gaya, dwelled in the happiness from enlightenment.
The mental struggles I had before have all been eradicated. This brings unprecedented happiness. Even if I were to die now, I will not regret it.
Compassionate men.
Brahmaraja, the highest of all Hindu gods, appeared.
You surpass great hardship to attain enlightenment. This means you should actively share your learnings with others.
I'm not capable enough.
Do you plan to just sit and watch others experience suffering? Should the world continue like this, it will surely be destroyed.
Brahmaraja, the revelations I've had are either too difficult, intricate, or confusing. Most people will not understand nor appreciate it.
Think of the lotus that grows out of muddy waters. There will be people who cannot accept your Dharma teachings as well. Wouldn't that be right? I hope you can share your teachings with people. I also think you can also save many people and relieve them from destroying each other. This is your responsibility.
Actually, you are correct. I shouldn't keep the happiness from enlightenment all to myself. I should share my learnings with those who are suffering, propagate my happiness to help the people of this world. This will be my job from now on.
Buddha decided to start spreading Dharma. The first practitioner he met was called Upalaja.
You seem like a special religious practitioner. Why did you become a monk? And who was your guru?
I actually don't have a guru. I relied on myself to achieve what I have today. I relinquished all my attachments before attaining enlightenment.
That is incredible.
Upalaja lost the opportunity to become Buddha's first disciple. Traditional Indian mentality was to rely on the guru for Dharma, so Buddha's new way of thinking would not have been easily accepted by the general public. Buddha later arrived at Sarnath Deer Park. His previous fellow practitioners were there also.
Oh, that's him!
Let's pretend we don't know him. I'm not respecting this morally degenerating people.
I have attained enlightenment. I have Dharma. which I would like to share with you men first.
The 5 were going to ignore Buddha, but they became more mesmerized by Buddha's speech, and eventually became Buddha's first 5 disciples. This was the turning of the Dharma wheel. Buddhism's 3 jewels, Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, were all present. Buddha gradually taught Dharma in various places and traveled afar. The number of followers increased. Sariputra became a principal disciple and mastered wisdom. Maudgalyana mastered the supernatural. They were highly trained practitioners. Mahakasyapa, who was also a top disciple, later compiled Buddha's teaching. Ananda followed Buddha closely and listened to the teachings most.
Kulapatka was often mocked by others, yet he attained enlightenment from sweeping the ground. Although Upali was born into the lowest rank, Buddha still welcomed him.
Buddha emphasized equality and did not wish to be affected by the social ranking system. Disciples should be all treated equally. Next, Buddha kept his promise and returned to Rajagaha. Buddha taught the king Dharma, who was highly impressed. He offered a monastery to Buddha and his disciples. Next to the kingdom of Rajagaha was Vulture Park, where Buddha taught the Infinite Life Sutra. Buddha also taught Vaidehi, the Sutra of Visualization of Amitayas.
Buddhism as a religious sect finally emerged. In the kingdom next to Magadha called Kosala, there was a donor who offered the Jetavana monastery. The Amitabha Sutra was taught at the Jetavana monastery. Because the Buddha treated all equally and could teach Dharma to anyone, listeners of the Dharma were not restricted to a status or kingdom. Buddhism spread through the whole of India. Spreading Dharma is often metaphorically described as the wheels on a car that go forward, often said as the turning of the Dharma wheel. Buddha spent the rest of his life turning the Dharma wheel. Buddha continued to travel and spread Dharma even when he was 80 years of age. During the trip, Buddha fell ill in a dilapidated hut. Only Ananda and a few other disciples were next to Buddha.
Are you sure you can set up, my lord? I am a little better, thank you. Oh, that is great to hear. Frankly speaking, I have been worrying about something for a while now, but wasn't sure when to mention it to you. My Lord Buddha, you have yet to choose somebody to pass on esotericism. Thus, I wish Buddha can have a think about that. Perhaps you already have someone in mind. Ananda. Yes? What are you still wanting from me? I have already shared all that is required to know the truth. Buddha's teachings is complete. There is no need to hide Dharma or label some as esotericism. Yes, my lord, you are right. Listen here, all of you. I am getting old. From now on, you must be that radiant light and rely on yourself, not to depend on others. Treat the Dharma as the inspiring light. Rely on the Dharma only.
Buddha later arrived at Pava and taught Dharma to an artisan. The artisan felt very appreciative, so he invited the Buddha and disciples to his home. The artisan offered a mushroom soup, which became the main cause of Buddha falling ill again.
My lord, please take care of yourself. I am fine. Let's head to Kushinaga.
I'm incredibly sorry for this. Please forgive me.
No need to blame yourself. Your offering to me was just as sincere as the porridge from Sujata.
Buddha withstood the pain and slowly walked to Kushinaga. Buddha could barely walk anymore.
Lay some blankets down by the tree, please. I want to lie down.
Sure.
Ananda?
Yes,
Thank you for always taking care of me for all these years.
my lord.
Ananda, no need to cry. Haven't I told you several times before? No matter how much you care about somebody, one day you will end up parting ways. If there is birth, there will be death. This is a rule that will not change.
Yes.
Ananda,
I'm here.
don't think that you have lost your guru once I'm gone. The teachings I've passed on to you is your guru, your illuminating light.
I understand, my lord.
Everything is constantly changing. I hope people don't give up on hope and continue practicing Dharma.
Buddha entered into Nirvana. Buddha's teachings eventually spread across the whole world. 2,500 years afterwards, Buddhism is still present in our lives.